The Heroic Torch. Is it absolutely OP? Or should it just be tossed in the trash? Let's get into it. The Splash Bash, which offers splash medals in the form of a donut floaty, gives us the ability to buy this brand new piece of epic equipment for the Warden, and it definitely has me thinking. While it does give the Warden a passive ability of 360 extra in health recovery, 125 HP increase, and a 69 DPS increase, the reality is the value comes in with the active ability of 20 seconds of a reduction in incoming damage by 10%, a speed increase of 9, which that is a lot, and the ability to walk through walls. And while these are some pretty impressive stats, the reality is we can only use 2 pieces with each hero. So which piece are we going to replace if we decide to use the Warden's Torch instead? The Rage Gem, for example, offers a 50% damage increase for our troops and an 88 DPS increase and 22 attack speed increase for the Warden. So when we compare the 2 pieces side by side, the buffs to the Warden are better with the Torch, although not much better, and the effect on the troops is a 50% damage increase with the Rage Gem versus 20 seconds of a 10% reduction in incoming damage, speed increase of 9, and the ability to walk through walls, but no damage increase. Because while the Torch can cause Super Yetis, for example, to move through a tougher section of a base much more quickly, it also only lasts 20 seconds, meaning its use is much more niche, since we'll have to save it for a particularly tricky part of the base. Also, that ability to walk through walls shuts off at 20 seconds, meaning our Super Yetis might get caught in compartments after the ability ends. The Rage Gem, on the other hand, is available for the full attack, and although it doesn't offer a speed boost in and of itself, it does allow our troops to destroy buildings more quickly with that damage increase, meaning they can move on to the next defense more quickly, while at the same time getting less damage because they take down the defenses in a faster fashion. So the minor stat buff on the Warden himself is minimal, but the power comes in that 20 seconds, and there are going to be specific type of bases when that will work really well, but overall, I'm going to have to say that one really doesn't outweigh the other. The Life Gem offers similar benefits as the 10% incoming damage reduction which the Torch offers, but instead gives our troops a 100% health increase up to a max of 1050 HP. So while one prevents a bit of damage, the other increases health so that troops can take more damage. The Life Gem also offers a 73 DPS increase to the Warden, which is comparable to the Torch, and a 485 HP increase, which is also comparable to the Torch. The Healing Tome outshines the Torch by far in the health category, with 150 healing per second, and also outshines in the increases for the Warden as well, with 863 in health recovery and a 685 HP increase. But it's missing the 20 seconds of speed increase, and of course, that ability to walk through walls. So while these 2 pieces don't really compare side by side, as their mechanics are totally different, the reality is the Heroic Torch might actually be best paired with the Healing Tome in certain situations. The Eternal Tome is of course the most used piece of equipment in the game, and for good reason, as it offers 8.2 seconds of complete and utter invincibility to everything within its aura. Now there is no HP or DPS increase for the Warden, and there's also no speed increase for the troops. The Eternal Tome and Torch also will not pair well together, considering that 8.2 seconds of incoming damage reduction would essentially be wasted from the Torch, since the Eternal Tome offers 100% damage reduction for anything that's shooting at our troops. But will the Eternal Tome be replaced by the Heroic Torch, especially considering the speed up capability, the 10% in incoming damage reduction, and also the ability to go through walls? that just might be a strong possibility. Now, the Fireball does not pair well with the Torch at all, as its ability is normally used towards the beginning of an attack, which means the Torch's active ability would basically be wasted. So pairing the Fireball with the Rage Gem will still be what I choose to use for those style of attacks. But going back to the pairings, now the Eternal Tome is typically paired with the Healing Tome in order to give our troops a chance to catch their breath, to heal up a little bit before moving on to the rest of the base. Will that 10% reduction in incoming damage paired with the Healing Tome and the healing that those troops will receive whenever the ability is pressed be enough to justify those 20 seconds of speed increase by 9 and also the ability to go through walls? I think that in a lot of situations, this pairing will work really well, but I'm guessing the pros are going to have to show us exactly how to use it. And again, it's not going to be useful for every single type of attack and every single type of base that we could run across. So is the Torch completely useless and should just be tossed in the trash? So look, for 20 seconds, it's the most powerful piece of equipment that the Warden can have. But the reality is there are possible 180 seconds in an entire attack, which means that this is going to work really well on some bases and not so well on others. I would almost rather have seen this as a haste gem, which speeds up troops throughout the attack, and then it could really be used well with slower troops such as Root Riders, Dragons, E-Drags, which we've already mentioned. So it is useful. Not the most powerful piece of equipment overall, but it is useful. Let me know if you're going to be buying the Heroic Torch in the comments below. Also, make sure that you are subscribed. Share the video with anybody who you think might be helped by this video. If you're looking for videos about the King or the Queen's equipment, then check out these videos on what I think are the best pairings for us to use in our attacks. Until the next video, my name is TipDog20. I'll see you then.